It's my real opinion here. Just got finished watching the Mayweather and Conor McGregor fight. And I'm going to make this short and sweet. I've been following Mayweather's career since he's been boxing. Never in my life seen Mayweather fight like that. If anybody that is a real boxing fan watched that fight and didn't feel like something was fishy about that fight, I really don't know what else to say. Never before have we seen Floyd Mayweather leave his guard open like that and not be the defensive, the smart, skilled defensive boxer that we've always seen throughout his whole career. Never before have we seen Floyd Mayweather put forth such a poor offensive effort. Like, he didn't even look like he was trying. I mean, in the very last round, when they finally called the TKO, that was the most intensity we seen the whole fight. And that's not characteristic of Floyd Mayweather, because number one, it was a lot of dirty talking for and the hyping up of this fight, which, don't get me wrong, being somebody who's more aware of marketing and promotion, especially the way they've been doing these fights lately, I really felt like most of that was just to pull people into it and sell ticket sales. And really that's it. Don't get me wrong. McGregor was saying some really personal things, making some really personal attacks directed at Mayweather. But again, I think that was all part of the promotion to make this one of the most historic fights ever in terms of ticket sales. But what we seen in the ring tonight, that wasn't real boxing. And I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Don't get me wrong. I definitely feel like Floyd Mayweather, that was, his fight. Just in terms of what we seen, I mean, you could clearly see he was toying with McGregor in the first few rounds, just trying to. And we see this every now and then with Floyd, but we always see Floyd with a much better defense, not allowing so many shots to come in, not leaving his body open as much. I mean, he would purposely let McGregor take him to the ropes and get a couple body shots in here and there, but I mean, we can clearly see he was toying with McGregor, and you can kind of say it was just to fill him out. But in terms of what we seen throughout Floyd Mayweather's career, I never seen him expose so much of himself. Like I said, the only intensity we ever seen in the fight was in the last two rounds. And that still wasn't characteristic of Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather, everybody knows, is a very precision puncher, a very accurate precision puncher. I never seen him miss so much, and he didn't even look like he was fighting full force. Like what's the word I'm looking for? Like it wasn't full speed. Like, he definitely wasn't using the speed that we always see. He didn't look like he was throwing with all his might at all. At all. I mean, I don't think I seen any punch that looked like he was really putting any effort into it. It was as if the whole thing was coordinated. It was as if it was a scripted fight. Now, anybody that knows Floyd Mayweather and has followed him throughout his career knows that Floyd had a thing for WWF. And we know that we seen Floyd with some participation in the WWF here and there. I mean, he made a couple cameos in the WWF, and he always talked about his, how much he liked the league, and I guess grew up watching it. And for what is possibly the last fight of his career, that was a big move for the UFC. in terms of taking their platform to a much higher level. Uh, it seems to me they could have pulled Floyd out of retirement just to put on the show of a fight to promote, this I don't know if we can say unification of the UFC in the World Boxing Confederation, uh, or just to open up the opportunity for UFC fighters to fight on that level. Whatever the case is, it seems like that could very well be what we witnessed tonight. Out of nowhere, Conor McGregor gets this streak of fatigue and just visually like an actor just starts displaying this exhaustion and weakness, like he was going to just pass out of nowhere. I mean, Floyd didn't like hit him and throw him off to do it, or it just literally seemed like something that as he came out the corner, somebody told him, all right, this is the round, do what you got to do. And he just literally started dropping his guard and acting like he was maybe punch drunk and tired and fatigued. And it just didn't make any freaking sense. Now, I'm just going to say it. Being a true follower of Floyd's career, Floyd's last few fights have been seeming very fishy like this. Now, when I say last few fights, I feel like the last real Floyd fights were Miguel Cotto, and the red-headed Mexican guy, I forget his name. I feel like those were the last real fights that Floyd had. I think every other fight seemed pretty fishy to me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other boxers would agree. I mean, a lot of other fans of boxing would agree, especially anybody that's followed Floyd's career, and I don't know why that is, but something's going on in boxing. Something is going on in boxing. Like we in terms of on the level that Floyd is, something is going on with boxing. I don't know if it started when Golden Boy really kind of like took over things the way they have over the last decade, but I mean that De La Hoya fight was a joke. Everybody watching that fight knows that fight was a joke. That fight did not seem real. De La Hoya came out throwing flurries of punches that looked like somebody was pillow fighting. With no strength in them whatsoever. The whole fight just seemed like a joke. It seemed like it was fake. That was another fight where it didn't seem like any real, boxing. It seemed like something that was like this pity patter, punch throwing thing. I felt like that was the beginning of these fake performances of boxing that I've been seeing, from Floyd. With his fights. What was another one? Oh yeah, the Pacquiao fight. That was another one. Like, come on, people. Come on, man. That Pacquiao fight was another joke, man. It did not seem real. It seemed it had a lax feel to it. It didn't seem like it was any real hard punches going. Maybe with the exception of a round or two, but the whole fight just seemed kind of like the De La Hoya fight. And tonight was the worst fight ever of Floyd Mayweather's career that I've seen. It was the worst ever. It was a complete and total joke. Floyd is 100% better than what we seen tonight. I never seen Floyd fight like that whatsoever. And it seems like he was purposely turning it all the way down. It seemed like he was purposely not unleashing speed. It seemed like he was purposely not trying to hit McGregor. This just seemed totally faked out, people. Maybe that part of the plan was that McGregor wouldn't really take any real punches from him, and that Floyd wouldn't really take any real punches, and it was just again just this performance to open up this opportunity between UFC fighters and the World Boxing Confederation. It seemed political. It seemed like what we witnessed tonight was something political, a big payout for both fighters' efforts. I mean, we know they both were the biggest names in each league. McGregor was the biggest name in the UFC. Floyd Mayweather was the biggest name in the Boxing Confederation. And just the biggest name in boxing, period. And when you take those two guys, it's going to be a big payout. They said the fight was expected to generate over $600 million. It might have even did more than that. Nobody knows what the real payout was between the boxers. They claim Floyd had to take home at least $100 million, and McGregor was taking home at least $30 million. That's all we know about what the payout was. But to me, after looking at that fight, that was clearly something political. It seemed like it was just the UFC and the WBC just trying to capitalize off of an opportunity for future opportunities. And that fight, if I would have paid money to go see that fight, I would have been highly pissed off. Even the TKO just seemed phony. I mean, since when does a ref just quickly break up a fight with a official TKO wave out? Just waving the arms like, all right, that's it. This is over, from a boxer. One boxer just seeming a little fatigued, which clearly seems like a front to me, because he just out of nowhere went from full energy and leading with this jab, using his reach advantage and his height advantage the whole fight, to just out of nowhere just dropping his guard and visibly doing this like punch drunk like type of body language to clearly communicate to everybody watching that he's trying to say, hey, I'm tired, I'm beat. And one thing everybody who's a big fan of boxing knows is that the one thing a boxer would never do is show his hand like that, meaning like, reveal that he's really tired. He's going to try his best to not show that to the other opponent. When you visibly show your opponent that you're just tired and fatigued, you just opens up yourself for a wild assault, And even then, why wouldn't, if it was real, Floyd had truly capitalized off that? I mean, he started picking up his tempo, but we didn't see the precision, accurate punches with force and everything to totally finish somebody off that we normally would see from Floyd in that situation. And the moment he throws a couple punches at the guy that we didn't even see land anything, anything impressive, the referee just starts waving his arm saying the fight is over. That seemed like a joke, people. I can't be the only one that felt that way. I can't be the only one that felt like everybody that bought into this, which I wasn't one of those people, because again, I never even paid for the fight to watch it tonight. I wasn't even going to watch it. I was just going to wait to see what happened on the previews. But I ended up just watching one of the videos of the whole fight somebody posted on YouTube directly after it was over in round 10. And it was a joke. It was seriously a joke. Just like I expected, just from how big the promotion was and what I knew was at stake here. Not at stake, but meaning what there was to be earned, to be won from this fight for the UFC. And again, really, I mean, the WBC had nothing really to gain from it, because it was already, boxing's always been exciting. I mean, yeah, there hasn't been a big name, in a long time besides like, Mayweather and, a couple people here and there, Manny Pacquiao that really, caused some type of commotion. But there are some names coming up that, people will be hearing about soon. There's a heavyweight, a black heavyweight out of England. That's making some noise. There's a another heavyweight out of Brooklyn that's making some noise. I mean, there's people that are coming down the the pipeline looking for some opportunities, and but the point is, the only one that really stood to really gain everything was the UFC, and I think that's clearly all this was about tonight, was just giving them the green light to start, taking the select fighters who can compete on that level and merging the two for more, more money, for more capital gain. But tonight, what we seen was not a fight. It definitely wasn't the performance that we normally witness from Floyd Mayweather when he's really fighting. When he's really fighting. Um, so I feel like the last great fight that Floyd had was the Spinks fight, which was years ago. Probably like the Spinks fight was probably in like when was that? That was like the late 2000s, meaning before 2010. Like, and then and him and the Zab Judah fight, that was another good fight. That those were the last two great fights that I seen from Floyd Mayweather's career that really showed his performance. Was the Spinks fight, him and Spinks, and the Zab Judah fight. These fights we've been seeing as of lately seems like a joke, man. Seems like a joke. And tonight was an embarrassment. I to come out of retirement for that was embarrassment. I mean, he's 40 years old. He still has it, people. He still has it. We know there's no reason to even expect that Floyd would have lost any type of anything, any skill, any type of energy, anything. Clearly, he was not fighting at full, fighting at 100% tonight. He was not, in terms of like something was wrong with him, but meaning somebody like must have told him, look, turn it down. Don't go out here and try to win this, with your skill and power. Just play this off and take the win the way we scripted this out. That's what it appeared to be to me. He didn't go out there the way he normally does with that speed and that power that we normally see that shows that he's a great fighter. We didn't see that at all. And that display from McGregor out of nowhere where he just, seemed like he was just so tired he was going to fall. Explain that, please. Okay, yeah, it's his first time in the ring. Maybe you could say he wasn't used to going that many rounds or whatever, but to just go from 0 to 60 like that, I mean, he was fine every other round, and even before that moment when he started finally doing the woozy display, I mean, to just out of nowhere all of a sudden just start like seeming like he was tired. It's a joke. This was scripted. This was a performance, people. This was not a fight tonight. They both went home with a lot of money, no bruises or scars probably whatsoever, and opened up an opportunity for the UFC to capitalize in the future. And that's all it was about tonight. This was a political arrangement, a political merging of two companies, the UFC and the WBC. If that is the proper name of, I think it's World Boxing Confederation. I'm not sure. But the point is, this was not a real fight. So that's my opinion on that. I'm sorry I had to chime in on this. I wasn't even going to make this video, but I can't leave that like that. I mean, it's the name of the channel is It's My Real Opinion, and I had to make an opinion about this. So that's all I got to say. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. Peace.